Guys, it's
Almost got me.
Thursday.
Almost got me.
It's Thursday night. I hope we was going to give you an answer. Guys, it's the agenda. It's me, Mr. B, a Monday Juma and bath time in the house. Guys, we've got quite a few things to talk about. Some good, some bad, but always Man United. Guys, let's get the show on the road if I can find the button. Good evening, gentlemen. How are we?
I almost had a heart attack there. You stitched me up there, Mr. B, making that sort of conversation. I was about to talk about it. And you went live. All right, yeah, I'm fine. I've had a wonderful day. It's really hot today. Really hot, like to the point where I'm sweating buckets a bit more than I should be. And I just don't want, I want to keep still. And like you, drink water. And I've got my fan on. Don't know if you can feel. Can you hear my fan blowing really hard? And as you can see, look behind me. Look at that. Out for the count. That's from walkies earlier. So they're nice and peaceful. You won't hear no barking tonight, apart from me on the channel. The bath time just tries it.
Every week I get told off by you or Mr. B for trying things. And then we all complain about Ten Hag not rotating. Here's a tip. Here's a tip for you lads. Right, yeah. I learnt this from living in hot countries. Water on your wrists, like because where your wrist is it's got some veins and blood vessels there, and it's the thinnest part of the skin, so it evaporates and it cools you down. So if you're ever really hot, get a bit of water on your wrists, and that is the quickest way to cool you down.
Are you supposed to rest it on your wrists, like?
No, just lick them and go, like a cat.
Lick your wrists.
Yeah, if you need to, you can
lick your wrists.
Yeah, do it. See how we'll find out if
it's one of those things. If your hand is bigger than your face, it's one of those ones, you know.
No, this is actually true. If you do put a bit of water on, especially before you go to bed, like your blood will cool down quicker.
What I don't get, it's like water that won't stay in your wrist. I don't get that. Like,
yeah, because it evaporates, right? So the thing is that the water evaporates, which is an endothermic reaction. That means it takes heat away from you. It's the same principle as sweating. Like when you sweat, it cools you down because when water evaporates, it makes you colder.
Okay, so Charlie's saying here, we got an artery at the wrist, so it goes back to the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's a tip. That's something you learn something every day, don't you? I did not know that, and maybe later I'll put some water.
This is honestly true. This isn't like one of my silly wind-ups.
I'm not doing it on the show. I will do it later.
Thank you, one day.
I just don't. There's something I don't know. It's just something you feel said in jest. Shall I quickly go for some comments?
Yes, please.
Jaylee in house, good evening. I'm only shaking my head today. United are being hit over and over with bad news, and it just continues to grow. It's international break, time to relax, but no bad news. And we did think about that before the show, didn't we? We didn't want to bring no drama or bad news, so we're going to liven up a bit tonight. Matthew Bassett's in the house. How you doing? He says hi to everyone. Andrew's on time. Andrew Williams saying, evening, comrades. It's mostly bad with Man United, says Matthew Bassett, but not tonight, guys. Tune in. Black Belt saying good afternoon, folks. Where's Black Belt based? Is he in America or something? It's evening here. Good evening, by the way, Black Belt. Good evening to Bill Baggio, lads and lasses. Obviously, he's Scottish. King Dino's in the house. Good evening to you. Everyone's getting respect. Bath time for Armandi, says Andrew Williams. Big up from Bill Badgers. They're all saying hello. Let's say hello to someone we haven't spoken to yet. That's Hydro. He's saying good evening. Andrew Williams is saying howdy. And just a couple here. We've got Christine Howdy saying good evening to you all. We've got King Dino saying no. Please nobody suggest that we use midfielders at right back today. It doesn't work for Arsenal and it wouldn't work for us. By the way, Stones, who does the job at City, is a centre-back by trade.
Well, I'm very pleased King Dino has brought that up because news coming out of Bayern Munich is that they are moving Kimmich to right back in the bath time philosophy. So it's spreading.
He started as a right back, though, didn't he, Kimmich? And ended up in. So he'd be a perfect player for that role.
I know nothing about him. I'm very disinterested in German football.
Well, even though Harry Kane's gone there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like all it is just transition after transition. It's like watching a bunch of kids in a playground. Like Bayern Munich are an excellent team, but the rest of the league isn't that great. Used to be a right back, exactly. So right backs and midfielders can get into midfield and swap about. It's the future.
It's the future. Okay.
All right. Let's just to add, we did ask the question. Big up to WWE 2K. You pronounced his name yesterday really well, or 2 days ago, halftime. Do you want to try that one, Giggle?
I called him Rajiji, but I don't know if that's his name.
Okay. He said, good evening, anyway. How you doing, Pat? And we did ask the question, Black Bolt. He's in New York. New York. And he said, good evening. Well, yeah, it's obviously afternoon there in New York, but big up, man. Thanks for tuning in. And Harry Who says Rajiji. Kimmich, again, is staying here, starting at right back. So he'd be versatile for that role. No doubt about it. He was a couple of, yeah. Anyway, let's get on with the show.
Guys, okay, look. Obviously, the Antony situation started and it's not going away. There's been more allegations made today of a cover-up from the club about the... Does somebody want to go into it, or do you want me to explain it and give you guys...
Shall I read out what was being said?
All
right, so there's a third woman has now accused Antony of physical assault. Record TV will air an interview with the woman's name, which is Ingrid Lana, on Sunday evening. So Record TV will air an interview with Ingrid Lana on Sunday evening, where I suppose she's going to spill all the beans and tell her story, so her side of the story on national TV. Or Record TV, so it's not national TV, but it will be watched, I think, by a lot of people.
Okay. More news that we don't want to hear about the club. It doesn't stop, to be fair. It keeps coming and coming and coming. We are a football club and we're turning into some sort of over 18 soap opera. That I'm just not feeling. Justice, I suppose, will be done in time. But are the club looking to suspend him now? Is it going to make the situation different for Antony now that there's another accusation being made?
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? Because we've been levelled with 3 accusations today about Antony. 2 women have come forward. I'm not really sure what the legal ramifications are of someone going on TV and giving a witness statement. That surely influences juries and things like that. Yeah. I'm quite confused about that. But the one that I am really worried about is the one about the club doctors.
What's that about last time? What club doctors? What do you mean?
I don't have any quotes, so I'm going to paraphrase.
Okay.
This.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let you do it.
Have you got the quotes?
No, I haven't got the quotes. I wouldn't have used the word that you used, but yeah, go on.
Well, right. I know nothing about this, so it's the first time I'm hearing this, guys.
Antony's girlfriend, after an alleged physical attack, was treated by Manchester United club doctors.
Or she was seen. So what it says is she was seen by the doctors, but there was nothing was administered. There was no aftercare administered by the doctor. But apparently it's common practice that the players call the club doctors and stuff to look at their wives and their family and stuff. So again, this is something else that's broken in the last couple of hours. So I suppose until Sunday, when her side of the story comes out, I suppose it'd be. But it's a mess at the moment. It's a real mess.
And it's just it's an absolute disgrace what's going on at Manchester United. And to be honest, I wouldn't mind anyone to take us over now and fire the lot of them. Like just
Well, heads have got a role. To be fair, certain situations or certain information coming out, if any of it's true, heads have got to roll. To be fair, I know they talk about confidentiality and blah blah blah, but you know, if this is fact, I hope it's not, but if it is, then heads are gonna roll.
Okay, let me just say that I agree with bath time. It's like you can't come out on national TV or TV and make a statement like that and then go to court because you're going to sway opinion, aren't you? It's a public thing. So maybe people are looking for some sort of payment or some sort of compensation or hush money. Maybe they've looked for hush money in the past, didn't get it. This is why they're going to release the story. Who knows what's going on? But like you said, it's a big mess. Solo's in the house. He's saying good evening, anyone. He's someone who will be able to clear up a lot of this information about what's right, what's wrong. Dylan Cleary, how you doing, Dylan? Nice to meet you. He's well, not meet you, but nice for you to join us on the channel. He said, "I've had to stop looking at socials. The clown show is too much." Yeah, it's a joke now. Hydro saying instead she went to hospital after and took the results to the police. Dylan again saying the club then claimed in response that the doctors are not related to United, but were requested by United.
how's that not a relation?
I don't
Like,
know.
does he mean they're not employed by United?
So listen, so the club then claimed in response that the doctors are not related to United, but were requested by United. So maybe one of the staff, maybe a ticket scout or something.
But are they trying to do degrees of separation there?
Yeah.
Like as standard practice? That's disgraceful.
Big up to Spursy, Mikel Arteta, loves Arsenal, hates Kroenke. Can you shorten up your name, please, next time? So big up, lads. Big up, Mr. BM on bath time. More sagas than an anime series. A third chick, long day, a very, very long day. Any football news today, says Bill Badger. We got a few things for you to entertain you. Black Bolt saying here, hopefully these allegations, these are allegations he's innocent until proven guilty, but the club's administration is under scrutiny now. Yeah. I'll go with that. It's a big mess about United at the moment, says Solo. King Dino saying here, as much as I hate to say it, this situation with Antony is looking more and more real. Antony has to be suspended, he's saying. There's a few jokes going around about United wingers. Andrew's trying to bring him into play. I assume, Emma's saying here, good to get a woman's view on this. So I assume the players probably have private doctors who are in conversation to the club. Interesting one, that one. This is all down to the Glazers, the way the club is being run.
Is that parody?
Name the replay Glazers. Eh?
Yeah, is that satire from Solo? Because
yeah,
this is nothing to do with the Glazers. What is going on?
Okay, so I just Rajiji saying I just had to sort out my kids, so he's 2 minutes behind, but he's going to catch up. When I used to do work for Bolton Wanderers, I damaged my leg, and you're not allowed to be assessed by a club doctor. So here we go. We're getting to the bottom of this. Let's thank you for that information. Dylan saying here, and yes, lads, they're trying to do degrees of separation. They are filth. That was said. Okay, United wingers. Oh my God, yeah, it's a joke, isn't it? A running joke that we got the best attackers or something for wingers. Sorry, Mr. B, I had to because they're talking about it. But yeah, everything's all Man United at the moment, isn't it? Let me just. So the thing with Antony's coming out. Does this taking the heat off what's really going on in the club? Because as it was said here, when Andrew was saying, when are we going to talk about football stuff? I mean, does this always happen to sort of create, because like scandals and news, to sort of take the heat off us? We're under pressure at the moment. Let's, bring out, what's that film when they say bring out the aliens now or something, I forget what the film is, but you see loads of memes about it. It's Austin Powers, Mr. Evil, his henchwoman says, bring out the aliens, or time for this, to sort of distract from what's going on the football pitch. Who knows? Who knows? But I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I very much doubt, Amondo, that the club have fabricated 3 or 4 years of alleged abuse from Antony to distract from Anana getting a shot deflected in. I don't know what you're trying to say here.
I'm just trying to look for any other alternative than the truth, which seems to be that some of our players are misbehaving and up to no good. The Glazers are SCUNTs, says hi Joe, but I don't think they will tell the players to do what Antony apparently is doing, allegedly doing. The Sancho saga is on front page, unbelievable. Yeah, Black Bolts. So there you go. So that suggests that big news, any news is news when it's Man United related. Guys, over to you.
It keeps on going. It keeps on going. Look, it'll stop. Football will be back in what's going to seem like 3 months, and hopefully a lot of this situation will be sorted out beforehand. But look, Amrabat, he gave a very, as I said, I smile every time I talk about Amrabat. He gave an interview about his Manchester United idol. I know Monday you've got a little information on that. I just want to hear him talk. I now want to see him play. I'm now interested in Morocco, and I was interested in the Denmark game until I realised that Højlund wasn't playing, so I'm not interested in any of that now. So, talk to us on Monday about what Amrabat said.
All right, so Amrabat signed for £20 odd million. He's come to Man United after a long saga. And there's other clubs interested in him because obviously he's highly regarded. And it's been said here, I've got a few quotes from Amrabat. He had his interview the other day. He was saying that Man United is a special club. It's a dream to play for Manchester United. Every club that came calling for him, but he was only after Man United. He was only pursuing a move to Man United. So he turned down everyone from Barcelona to Liverpool, all these great clubs. And then he's talking about players, and he named his 3 favourite players that have played at Old Trafford in the past. And they're all midfielders, by the way. And they're all sort of modern-day midfielders, not going back to the 50s and 60s. Do you know who's named? The 3 midfielders he named? Do you want to have a guess? Anyone?
George Best.
It's not Carrick, is it?
No, not Carrick.
Oh, good man. Scholes?
Yes, Paul Scholes.
Pogba?
Scholes. No, not Pogba. Not Pogba. 2 more. So 3 almost modern day midfielders from the 90s to now.
Oh, Keane.
Yes, Roy Keane. And 1 more who's a legend in
Giggs.
his own right.
Robson.
So he could play wide, but he could also play central. And he's,
Beckham.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So you've got Paul Scholes, Roy Keane, David Beckham. And he says here, but there were many other big players like Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand, Zaha, Rooney, Ronaldo. I can go on for an hour to say names he's saying here. But he's got great admiration for energetic midfielders such as Keane and Scholes, and there's undoubtedly been lacking that style of player at Man United since they left, since they retired. So he's sort of preaching about how good they are as players. They're energetic, they're combative, and Keane and Scholes are like number 1. They're the 2 players that you think would be in his position. And obviously David Beckham is well known worldwide, isn't he? And I don't think he gets enough respect for his footballing ability. But it's great to hear that Amrabat has sort of named 3 players from Man United that he deeply admires. And no, Bill Baggio, it's not Gibson, and it's not Fred either. So, and big up to Georgie as well. So what are your thoughts on that, guys? I mean, naming 3 players like that, do you rate them highly? I mean, if you're watching from abroad, he says as a kid, he used to watch Premiership football. He's obviously, in awe of these greats.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the thing is, Amonde, is that he's not going to come in and say, I wanted to sign for Liverpool, but here I am, and I absolutely love Dirk Kuyt as a youngster. He's picked 3 legends of the football club, genuine legends, and those players are respected and lauded worldwide. I mean, I've seen some stuff on Twitter, either yesterday or today, it all blends into one, about how much Roy Keane would be worth in today's market. Okay. And these idiots were saying about 60, maybe 70 million. when I think we all know that Keane would be, if I'd say 150 probably, a 26-year-old Roy Keane.
Yeah.
Like, and that's that's generous, to be honest. Well, that's stingy even, but I just don't think that. I don't get excited about player interviews because that's what they're going to say. They're going to say, "I had loads of offers, but it's always been my dream to come here." I saw Robbie Keane
He
do
had
this
loads
for
of
years.
offers. Oh, come on now. He had. We all know. We saw the press releases. He had Barcelona. He had
Liverpool.
Real Madrid. He had Liverpool. After him, he turned them all down to come and play for us. So come on now, bath time.
I don't think he turned Real Madrid or Barcelona down. He might have turned Liverpool down, but the only clubs that I saw him strongly linked to were Fulham and Galatasaray. Like, I don't know where this Liverpool and Barcelona and all this comes from.
Bath time? Are you serious?
Yeah, like where are all these great clubs he turned down? Where's that coming from?
Half time. The guy was going for a bargain deal, I think, for £20 million for a 26-year-old who's obviously highly rated. Surely there would have been big clubs like Liverpool and Barcelona. I think that's legit that they would have been interested in him. When you consider Liverpool are sort of lacking that sort of player, they ended up buying the Japanese player, I think, from
Endo, yeah.
Yeah, so who's 30 years old. So I think
Endo,
once they got turned down once Barcelona and all these other teams got turned down and they realised actually he wants to sign for Manchester United only, that's when we can accept that maybe they moved on and they were rejected and he wanted to come to us. That's been the narrative, I think, from day one, that he's wanted to come to us, and it turned out he did. So I think he has rejected these clubs, and I think they were interested.
Well, I hope they were interested because, like, he is that big, bold, shining head is the only thing keeping us going at the moment. I was a bit on the fence about signing Amrabat, but now he's like my favourite player in the football club. Like, he's the only thing keeping us going. I can't wait. It's just what a beautiful man. Get him on the pitch.
Mr. B, just to cover these, how much would a 21-year-old Messi be? Because Andrew Williams is asking there. He's saying 25-year-old Scholes would be about £180 million right now. Black Bolt saying that Real Madrid and Barcelona, that's a bit of a stretch, so he doesn't believe it either. Like you saying, you think it's Fulham and Watford, whoever you said. I don't know.
That's who I saw Fabrizio link him with.
I've heard he did turn down Barcelona, says Jaylee. I have not heard Real Madrid. He used to play for Real Madrid, so I don't think they would have gone for him.
Do you know what, Monday? You said that last night, and I went and checked it, and he did not play for Real Madrid.
So why am I hearing in the interview that they had live interview? I watched it yesterday morning. That he said, "Oh yeah, you used to play at Real Madrid with Varane and Casemiro. Did they welcome you to the club?" And I
literally went and looked at his Wikipedia entry to see if he'd played for them, and he hadn't.
Maybe he was. I need to look at that. Can someone research this? Because I'm sure in the interview he said that Varane and Casemiro welcomed him because they're former teammates at Real Madrid. I don't know.
Maybe he did play against both of them in the World Cup, though.
Okay. Maybe I've got that wrong then.
Maybe you tackled them on Monday.
It must be that memorable that they've welcomed to the club. Been supporting United since 1974, and this has to be the worst day I've ever seen. Totally depressing. That's from Morningstar. Wow.
Yeah, he got kicked out of heaven as well. That's how bad it is. United.
Oh, good. Big up to Bailey. How you doing? Says, evening, gentlemen. Hope all is good. Please, we need some positive vibes. Pelestri and Ahmad on the right for me. So it looks like they're coming back. Ahmad's back from injury, isn't he, apparently?
Is he back in on the pitch, or
he's healing? Just put it that way, he's healing. It's getting closer to when he maybe make a return. Whether he will get back into the side, because like you said, he likes. I think Bath Time mentioned yesterday or the day before about youth pre-seasons for bringing the youth players that you never see again.
Yeah.
Or we sell for 750 grand.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen what Zidane Iqbal's been up to?
What have you heard? Have you been keeping tabs on him?
Yeah, well, no, I saw something, but when I was frantically looking for positive Manchester United news at 7:30, I saw that at 16th placed Utrecht he hasn't started, and he did start for Iraq and was sent off within 5 minutes.
Oh wow!
Oh wow! Really?
That's not cool.
Yeah.
That's not cool. All right, guys.
Okay.
I don't know where we're at. I've got a bit of fun. Do you want to go take my little challenge, guys?
Yeah,
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Anything
All right.
else? Anything else you want to deal with before we go into this?
I'm sure guys in the chat will come up with something that comes on. Guys, was Højlund on the bench in the Denmark game?
No,
Just out of curiosity.
he's on the bench. Sorry, he is on the bench. Yeah, he didn't
He's on the
start.
bench.
And they're playing San Marino, by the way, and it was 0-0 last time I checked.
I saw them score, and Eriksson did a beautiful assist, back heel, like a reverse back heel down the channel.
You know what? I'm thinking bath time is like, you know, the architect from Matrix.
From the Matrix.
Like he's got like all these TVs watching all these games. You get all this information just like that. Just click your fingers. Like, I don't know how you're seeing this.
I just look at Twitter, innit? Yeah.
All right, guys.
We have got the Sancho thing though.
Oh, what's the Sancho thing? Yeah, go on. All right, here's the thing. So Sancho has been linked with Bayern Munich apparently for January. They know about him obviously because he smashed it in Germany for Dortmund. That's what I heard. What you got?
Well, so on Sky Sports News, they said that Jadon Sancho will work and talk with the Manchester United coaching staff during the international break, with all parties committed to getting him back to his best. I suspect that is to get him into the shop window. But yeah, like it looks like Sancho will be staying. We won't see him going to Turkey or Saudi Arabia, and they're going to they're going to like sort of extend an olive branch, and everyone's going to try and get on. And I think that, despite what Lucky Singh says, I think that's probably the best case scenario.
I agree. I want him to stay at the club and turn this around. I mean, it can happen. I mean, we've heard so many great players at the club, like Rooney. He had some negative things going on outside of football or some bit of controversy. He still came back and became a fan legend. I like Sancho so much. I just want him to achieve, and I do forgive him. I just want to say hi to Rebel. He says, on the surface of things, looks like the Brazilians' fate is cooked. Imagine the Glazers having a cold sweat about having to write us off 70 million plus. But it looks like we're trying to resolve things. They're a bit of a consultation and getting together and cuddles and hugs and kisses and getting it, you know, with the coaching staff and getting him back on side. Mr. B, you're frowning.
I think he's done. I really, really do think he's done on Monday. We spoke about pre-season. What position is he going to play? What position does he have at the club? He's not a starter. So you've got somebody on that kind of money who's not a starter and salts when he doesn't play. So I think he's gone. To be fair, I think he's gone. Make way for the Sancho Slayer, Garnacho.
By the way, I just want to say I watched a video of you, Mr. B. You know, they put these clips together of the reaction because this big game against Arsenal was so sort of massive. You are all over it, and yeah, it's so funny seeing your reaction to the goals and the disallowed goal. It's flipping funny, man, and it's authentic as well because you can tell you're proper passionate about your team.
I saw a good video of you on Monday.
Oh yeah, what was it?
You accidentally late joined an Arsenal stream.
No.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That was a Monday. The first word that came out of your mouth was "F you."
Yeah,
I said,
I don't swear either. I don't really swear, but I made a mistake. It said Man United versus Arsenal. I thought, all right, that's our link. Clicked into that, and I was presented with Bobby. Yeah, but we're over that. All right, guys, I've got a little something for you guys and for you in the comments as well. It's just a bit of fun. It might be a bit boring. You hear this all the time when you're after football matches. You talk about these sort of stuff. So it's not quick fire. It's just I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to be spontaneous and just quickly tell us and give us a reason why you say what you say. Is that okay, guys?
Yep, I'll take that.
It's all football related, and it's not necessarily Man United related. It's just general stuff that you hear in pubs and clubs and things over the years. So think about this one, yeah? So don't rush in. Just think about your answer. Neymar versus Ronaldinho. Who's better? Who's had a better career? And who's a better player? Neymar, Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho.
Oh, you say
Ronaldinho.
That?
I'm not. Yeah. Just
have you looked
Neymar
at stats?
can't.
Have you looked at data? Have you looked?
I don't give a
and all that
shit.
kind of thing?
I don't care. I don't care. Neymar, Ronaldinho was doing. You know when, like, you obviously you got Fat Ronaldo, yeah,
Yeah.
and he did, but Ronaldinho was like, he done stuff that on a football pitch that people do in training, that they take the piss and do in training, and he was great enough to do it on the pitch. Always had a smile on his face. Always had a smile on his face. I'm sorry, Monday. I'm not having
Right. You've
Neymar.
given your answer, but let me just pose you something. When you look at careers, like goal ratio for the national team, we talk about Champions Leagues, longevity of the career. We know Ronaldinho fell off. He did. He was at a standard and he fell off. His
Yeah, but why
goals
did he
and
fall off?
assists.
Why did
Why?
he
Because
fall
he
off?
was partying too much, quite possibly. There's
Right.
stories
So
going
what's
on.
wrong? What's wrong with living life?
Nothing wrong. But I'm saying it's closer than you think. When you really break it down, Neymar versus Ronaldinho. If you look at Neymar's almost top goal scorer for Brazil, he's got a chance of being the top goal scorer for Brazil.
So it's okay. Can I
He's got
just
Champions
interject there?
League.
Can I just
He's got,
interject there?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. So Neymar's goals, Brazil play like a million games, and he plays in all of them against all of these dibby teams. No, Monday, really? Are you really putting Neymar in the same boat as
I'm
Ronaldinho?
asking. No, I'm not saying it. I'm just proposing the question because I think it deserves a lot more than just saying Ronaldinho and done. You have to really justify it because when you look at Neymar, does stand up on a lot of stats and data. Bath time. What's your thoughts on it? Obviously, I think I know what you're going to say, but do you see where I'm going with this? It's not as clear cut as maybe you might think.
Well, I mean, like, we use, like, stats in order to sort of, like, remove our biases and stuff. But I will never, ever remove my bias about Ronaldinho. I don't care what stats you show me. That man was magic and has given more happy memories than Neymar ever will. I don't care if he was only at that level for 2 years. Like Icarus, going too close to the sun. You just can't be that sort of footballing alchemist. And I'll tell you something else, Amonde. And this like Neymar, Ronaldinho didn't need a referee to win in football matches. Neymar relies on getting calls from the ref to do stuff. It's Ronaldinho 1,000,000%. Even Ronaldinho in jail, I'd take over Neymar.
I'm looking for someone in the comments. I'm looking for someone in the comments to say Neymar, but it looks like it's conclusive. Neymar is not getting any love here.
It's not love, it's fact. It's not even love, it's straight facts.
All right.
Ronaldinho was a 6-year-old who had played with a smile on his face and inspired us all. Neymar is a gimpy little whinger who got smacked up by Scott McTominay. So
can we say
in the chat for that?
Can we say anything positive about Neymar? Is he in that conversation?
Yeah, he's an excellent player. Neymar's an excellent player, but he's wasted his career going to PSG. Doesn't have the minerals to compete. Ronaldinho won a World Cup, and Neymar just cries all the time. Unlikable player. Ronaldinho, just a Labrador of a footballer. Just can't help but love him.
All right, I'll give you that one. I'm not going to argue. I do agree with you. I'm just posing the questions out there. I think everyone, Black Bolt is laughing at the Icarus analogy. It was brilliant, wasn't it? But just a couple here, I'm going random ones. Ronaldinho, from his PSG days to Barca, was just pure football. People who didn't like football, like my mum, watched him for his smile. You guys have mentioned the smile a few times now. And and the majority of people have said Ronaldinho. All right, next one. This is going back a bit, but I want you to think about this because there was a time before the 90s, only European players could win a Ballon d'Or. Okay, so don't base it on Ballon d'Or wins. I've got next one is Zico versus Platini. Who's a better player? Who's more productive? Overall, who's the best player? And I'm going to chip in on this one as well because I've got my opinion on this. So Platini, if you don't know, obviously won the European Cup in 1984 with France. I think it was in Portugal, wasn't it? And he scored 13 plus goals. He got to the semi-finals in 82 with France. and he got to the quarterfinals, I think, in '86. They beat Brazil, didn't they? With Zico missing the penalty. He won Champions League in '85 with Juventus. He was top goal scorer as an attacking midfielder with Juve as well. And he was Ballon d'Or winner multiple times. That's Michel Platini. Zico, if you don't know, fantastic player. If you look at his goal ratio for Brazil, it's like off the charts for Brazil for a midfield player. Ask what the great Liverpool side they played in the World Cup Championships against Flamengo in 1980 or 81, and they got smashed. And even Graham Souness said we couldn't get near this guy. He was an absolutely star player, underrated. They called him the White Pele. That's how good he was. We did come to Europe eventually. Played one season for Udinese in Serie A in the mid-80s, and he scored something like 20 plus goals in one season as an attacking midfielder. Free kicks, unbelievable. Just an all-round great player. Zico or Platini? Over to you guys.
I'm gonna go Platini. I think maybe because I saw more of him. Zico, I just remember seeing in World Cups, but Platini, for some unknown reason, I seem to have seen more of him play. I'm gonna go Platini just for the fact that I've seen him play more. I couldn't really base anything else on that, to be fair.
Okay. Half time. So we got one saying Platini. What's your say on this?
I have no idea. Never saw them play beyond lights and clips on telly. I'll go Zico because I think Platini's a bit of a clown, like with his like UEFA and FIFA stuff. So let's go Zico.
Okay, I'm going Zico as well. I think Zico's underrated. Andrew Williams saying Platini. Bailey saying Zico, easy. Sure. Andrew Williams saying Platini's his number 7 player of all time. Zico's not in his top 15. Bill Badger can't answer that one. Platini was a beast for Juve. Platini won Euros with France and carried them. He certainly did. And saying here, Zico may be biased because of Platini's outfield embarrassment. Obviously, for what he's doing. Is he the lead of FIFA now? Is he?
No, he was. He got given money, innit?
Okay, bung. Matthew Bassett saying Zico. Zico would win the contest, but Platini is very unsung. That's from Black Bolt, sorry. And good argument that Platini is the best European player of all time. That's a good one. Is he the best French player of all time? Zidane seems to have overtaken him. I think he's got more. He can stand up to Zidane in an argument. So I'm going Zico. You said Platini, Mr. B, and Bartham said Zico as well. Let's bring it more closer. Oh, we're not so close. Hugo Sanchez.
Who?
Hugo Sanchez for Real Madrid.
For Real Madrid.
Monday, come on.
Versus Romario. Make it quick then. Hugo Sanchez versus Romario. Who's a better player?
Romario's still scoring goals now, you know. He's still scoring goals now. At 50, whatever he is. I see him in a video. Still bracking up, man. I'm taking Romario.
Okay. Hugo Sanchez or Romario, bath time?
I'm going Romario because I like toe poke finishes.
Oh, beautiful, isn't it? Which one springs to mind?
I've drawn a blank. I'm just thinking about the original Ronaldo doing one in the World Cup. He did one in '94 against a team in blue.
Okay. Great player.
I can't be more specific than that, I'm afraid, boys.
So everyone's saying Romario, but we have to get some respect on the Mexican Hugo Sanchez. Yeah. If you look at his goal record for Real Madrid, outstanding, and he was the king of volleys and overhead kicks.
He's seen a lot the way we talk about Dixie Dean in this country. He's talked like that in Spain, where he comes into comparison with players. So like with Haaland, we hear Dixie Dean scored more goals and stuff. Like in Spain, I've always heard Hugo Sanchez talked about the same way.
It was Sweden away in '94, says King's Football.
And were they in blue?
Yes, they were. Because
they
both play in yellow, don't they? So the away kit. Romario is a boss, says Black Bolt. Jaylee's saying here, I remember Romario when I first saw him for PSV. That guy was magic. Andrew saying Romario the best player in the world for a couple of years. Yeah. Next one. This one's going to be tough. Think about it. Kaka or Kevin De Bruyne? Who's the better player? And who's the greatest out of the two? Kaka and Kevin De Bruyne. Now think about this before you throw any answer. Kaka, he won a Ballon d'Or. didn't really have a long career due to injury. Kevin De Bruyne, we know what he's doing right now in today's football. I think it's a good comparison. Who's the better player? If you had to pick a player between the two of them, who's got better skills, who's got better character, who's got better drive, longevity? What makes them greater? Who's the greater player out of Kevin De Bruyne, who's still going strong, and Kaká, Ballon d'Or winner and Brazilian maestro? Let's go.
Well, Kaká might belong to Jesus, but the answer is Kevin De Bruyne.
Wow.
Like he's done it in the best league in the world for 5 or 6 seasons. He's an unreal player. Kaká was an excellent player. I can't really forgive him for letting Liverpool win in Istanbul. And then he couldn't deal with the pressure at Real Madrid. There's no doubt that Kaká was absolutely beautiful as a player. We saw what he did to us at Old Trafford. But Kevin De Bruyne is a different beast.
All right. Before I go to Mr. B, I'm just going to challenge you here because Andrew's saying Kevin De Bruyne.
Good man.
Longevity. Bill's saying prime Kaká was disgusting, but we want an answer. Matthew Bassett is saying Kaká is over De Bruyne. Kaká all day, at his best all day, sorry, saying here. That's from Bailey. Kaká, because he never played at the club, we were cheating. It's okay. This is Bailey. Bailey says Kaká. Kaká, again. Kaká, because Kevin's only done it in the Premier League, which sort of contradicts what you said there, Bath Time, a little bit. KDB, quite comfortably for me. That's from Andrew Williams. So Bath Time said KDB is better, greater than Kaká, whereas a lot of people in the comments are saying Kaka's still above him. Mr. B, what do you think?
I would take Kaká. I prefer. I think it maybe it's just the style of player that I like. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne's numbers are incredible. It could be that he plays for Man City that I have this.
Yeah, no bias.
I can't have Kevin De Bruyne over a Brazilian. Well, I can have him over some Brazilians, but not Kaká. Look, as I said, see, your brain works too quick. I should have shut my mouth on that one.
Jemba.
Oh,
Kleberson.
God. Oh wow, yeah, we've had some shit, haven't we?
Fred's just the latest in a long line of Brazilians.
We have the worst Brazilian. You call out Brazilian midfielders' names and the ones
Anderson.
that we've had. Oh wow!
Anderson was good. I like Anderson.
I liked Anderson as well, but he ate too much.
No, listen, he loved life, man. There ain't that wrong with eating. He just couldn't run it off. That's all.
All right, so who are we going for? So we got KDB with Bath Time. Are you saying Kaká conclusively, or is it close?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Kaká. I don't even think it's close. I'm gonna go Kaká.
Okay, so a lot of people in the comments are saying Kaká as well. It's only Andrew who's gone for KDB. We said obviously Kaka's done in the Prem. Here we go. King's Football saying Kaká had a higher peak than KDB. Longevity, so it depends what we value. KDB, better professional career. Kaká, more fun to watch for me. So he's not. We said it. Bailey's saying it's clear. It's done. It's Kaká. Bill Badger is saying Kaká done it in a better league for a few years as well. 2 different players, he reckons. I'm trying to compare players that I think can be compared. You wanted Kaká at Man United, said Matthew Bassett. And Kevin B best overall. That's Lucky Singh. All right. I'm going with Kevin De Bruyne, actually. I think
yes, Monday. Yes.
No, but when I really think about it, initially I'm saying, Kaká, but when I really think about it, I think actually Kevin De Bruyne is probably a better player overall. And that's quite close. They're very good players, both of them. Both got good drive and physical attributes as well. Like Anderson said, Black Bolt can never make a forward pass. And we're going to go to the next one now. These are my selections, guys. Save your selections for another show where you can ask the guys questions. All right, next one. Think about this one because we have to sort of, broaden our horizons. Who's a better player, greater player, better career? Who's the best out of Zlatan and Thierry Henry? Think about it. I'll just break down a little bit. So obviously Henry was started as a winger at Monaco, went to Juve, didn't make it there, came to Arsenal, became a legend. He's got shearing pace, scored loads of goals for Arsenal Football Club, but couldn't win the Champions League. Won a few domestic titles though. Had to leave Arsenal to go to Barcelona for that great team to win a Champions League there. No doubt, and he's a great player. Even without the pace, he still had a lot of ability. Zlatan played for Sweden, ended up at Ajax, came to the Italian league and really dominated. He was top goal scorer. He apparently won a league with every club. There's a stat or something where he's won a title with every club he came to, apart from United, up until when he came to United. Or he won a league every season. It's something really outrageous like that. Because he's at Juve, Inter Milan, AC Milan, and obviously longevity, he's got it as well. And he came to Man United, we saw how good he was. So who's better player? Who's had a great career? Who's a better player between Thierry Henry and Zlatan? Over to you guys.
You've got gritted teeth, Mr. B. I'll help you out here. It's clearly Thierry Henry.
Okay.
There's no question for me. I love Zlatan. He's a character. But Thierry Henry redefined what a footballer could do in the Premier League. He was elegant. He was graceful. He was pretty shit in the air, to be honest. But apart from that, he was the full package. And he's the most elegant footballer that has ever played on these shores. And I mean, we'll hate him because he's Arsenal, but he was a wonderful player. And I think that when you pick your all-time Premier League 11, he's probably, him and Shearer are probably the two you go for. Henry was incredible. And Zlatan's not bad at all. But Henry has a legacy in the Premier League that will live forever.
Okay. Mr. B, you're scratching your beard still.
Yeah, man, because this one burns. But I'm going to have to say Thierry Henry. It burns. I would rather not give it to him, but he caused damage, man. You know, when he lined up for Arsenal, it was like, oh, shit. Or when he picked up the ball, it was, oh, shit. There was never a time when you thought, oh, he's not going to do nothing. Yeah. I would have to give it to Thierry Henry. I said I didn't watch Zlatan in Italy. I knew what he did. I mean, and said somebody put it in his comments. Champions League, he wasn't that great. To be fair, he wasn't that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Granted. Did he win it? Like Thierry Henry, I like players who dribble past. I like players who dribble past. I like to look at a man dribble past a man. So that duel I like, and Thierry Henry was the king of that as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to take Thierry Henry. Yeah, through gritted teeth, it will be Thierry Henry.
So you can see the comments coming through. It is Thierry Henry, judging by the comments as well. There's one here from Blackbolt who said Carragher rates him as the most dangerous player he ever faced. There was a time, wasn't there, when Zlatan couldn't score against English clubs. But you have to give credit to a great player. Would you say they're both world-class guys?
Who both? What? Zlatan and Thierry Henry?
Both world-class
players. Yeah. No question, in my opinion.
So Malmo, Ajax, Juve, Inter Milan, Barca in a row. I love Zlatan, but Thierry, only player to have 20 plus goals and assists in a season in the Premier League. So scoring 20 goals and having 20 assists in the same season. Free kicks, dribbling, playmaking, it's an easy one. And at Highbury, he was unstoppable. Both world-class players as Andrew Williams, yeah. So it's unanimous. It's tight. I would go for Henry as well. Just. Del Piero.
Monday. Who do you think was better, Eto'o or Zlatan?
I think Eto'o's underrated. I would say Eto'o just because some of the stuff he did. He was at Mallorca, wasn't he? He was at Real Madrid initially. Then he went to Mallorca, scored a bundle of goals. They didn't want him at Barcelona, but he was needed, and he was just a nightmare. As a defender, I would hate to play against someone like him who's so direct and can score, like I said, with his toes and just a winner as well. Great mentality. I think that's a good one. What would you say, Barthan, to that?
I'd say Eto'o. Eto'o's one of my favourite players. I always wanted him at United. Big, strong, left-footed, fast. He was left-footed. Oh, is he? Okay.
He's right.
But he was a great player. I enjoyed his ridiculous celebration at Chelsea, where he pretended to be an old man. I've always really liked Eto'o, and he never gets brought up in these debates. But I think it's closer between Zlatan and Eto'o than it is between Thierry Henry and, to be honest, pretty much anyone else.
Do you think people in Italy would believe that as well? Because Juve failed at Italy, a bit like Dennis Bergkamp didn't make it in Italy. Omri didn't make it in Italy. Do you think people generally
did Eto'o not win? Was he not in the Milan team, the Inter team?
Who?
Oh
Omri?
no, Eto'o.
Oh no, I mean I'm talking about Thierry Henry failed in Italy.
Oh, I see.
So if people in Italy would generally think that Zlatan is great for what he did there, and whereas people in the UK would say, "Oh, Thierry Henry is one of the best ever," but he didn't win a Champions League with Arsenal, and he's a Premiership bully, apparently flat track bully. I don't know. Let's move on anyway. Here's a good one for you guys. Baggio against the guy who overtook him and Juve sold for this young starlet, Del Piero. And at one point, Del Piero was magic. Even Alex Ferguson couldn't turn him down. Wanted him really badly, but you can't forget Baggio. What he did.
Please tell me it's Dino Baggio.
No.
Oh.
Let's just build this up, guys. Roberto Baggio came into the scene late 80s. In the 1990 World Cup in Italy, he scored a fantastic goal. And then 4 years later, with injury, dragged Italy all the way to the final and lost the penalties. He skied one over the bar, didn't he? But during that period, he's probably regarded as one of the best players in world football. And in similar role to Del Piero as well, they could do free kicks, dribble, clutch as well. And I think Baggio's got a few more goals than him and played for various other teams, but it's a close one in comparison because Baggio was at Juve, and because Del Piero is coming through, Juve let him go. So and Del Piero went on to be in sort of mid to late 90s a fantastic player. We remember what he did versus Manchester United and how talented he was. So here we go. Del Piero versus Roberto Baggio. Who's the greatest player between those two? Over to you guys.
Well, there was no drop off with Juve when Del Piero replaced. I'm gonna say I'll say Del Piero. I'm gonna say Del Piero. He was an assassin, silky smooth. Where Dino Baggio was Roberto Baggio. Dino Baggio. Roberto Baggio was a bit. I don't know. I'm trying to be negative about Roberto Baggio, and I can't.
Biggest bottle of all time?
Well, but no, penalties are missed all the time, man. He was the one who got him that far. Come on now.
When did Del Piero drag Italy to the World Cup final?
Well, he did win a World Cup with Italy.
Was it 2000?
And he scored. I think he scored in the semi-final, didn't he? Was it him and Zambrotta? 2006.
I'm not sure. I think it was.
And he got Italy to. Did he get?
Yeah, you could be right.
I think he also got Italy to a Euro finals, where Trezeguet scored the winner, 2000.
Okay. So you're saying Del Piero? Did you say Del Piero, Mr. B?
Yeah. By
sure.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm really not. I could wake up tomorrow and it'll be Baggio.
It's a painful one. This one.
Oh my God.
All right. Come on, over to you, Bath Time, because you're old enough to remember Baggio and Del Piero in their pop.
Cheers.
Go on, let's have it. Summarize. Who's the better player and who's the greatest?
So for me, this is really difficult because in something that I probably should be embarrassed of, but I'm not. I once took a photo of Del Piero into a barber's and said, "Make me look like him." He was one of my favourite players.
Oh God!
Yeah, I think once I might have. I think I drew sideburns on myself when I was like 9 or something to look like Del Piero. He was, but he was. I loved him so much. He got so good at free kicks because he used to
Yeah.
practice turning a light off with a tennis ball in his garage, and I adored him as a
Wow.
footballer. But I have to give it to Baggio. Like I
Oh,
have to. Baggio is the only person that comes close to it to Baggio. I think is Totti. Like Baggio was incredible. Even like towards the end of his career, he was just arriving late on an armchair into the box and just tapping them in. He was an outstanding player, and it pains me because I love Del Piero. I love him too much, but I mean, he is friends with one of the Gallaghers, though. So yeah, I'm going with Baggio for me. What about you, Amondo?
100% Roberto Baggio. I think he's one of the best players of all time. And I was really surprised that Juve let him go. And I saw Del Piero come through, but I always felt, no, you're not quite Roberto Baggio. As much as he did, and he was at a level, Baggio was just a special player. His touch, I mean, he's nasty. I mean, things he was doing, if you see, people don't remember, do they? But if you see highlights now, he could be like a Messi
picking
level.
the ball out of the air. The highlights, like the ones that I can think, the ones over the shoulder. It rests on his boot like he's placed it there with his hand and
his chops. He'd always chop a man in half. You know, in different areas like shape, chop. Just amazing.
And don't forget that league. That league at that time was one of the most brutal leagues like ever. The players that were there, it's difficult for me, but it's probably the easiest one of the night. It's Baggio.
Bill Baggio is in the house.
Oh,
he's qualified. He's the authority on this one. He's saying, go watch Baggio in his prime. Defenders used to try and cripple him, just not half time, I'm saying, but he'd skip around 3 or 4 of them and put in top bins or assists. Del Piero couldn't do that. I'm going to end it there because I think that's the comment. I'm going Baggio. The comments are being mixed a little bit, but it's sort of swaying, I'd say, just towards Baggio as well. But you have to credit to both players. They were both fantastic. Who's better, Diego Maradona or Leo Messi? We won't go to that. We'll try and drop that one in a minute. Del Piero even said Baggio was his idol as well. This next one, yeah? You ready for this? Lewandowski. Let's make it quick now. Let's make it quick fire. Lewandowski versus Harry Kane. Who's a better player? Who's greater?
I'll say Kane because I've seen a lot more of Kane. And I think that Kane has a shout of being, that's horrible, but of being the best Premier League striker ever with what he's done, assists and goals for 10 years. So I'll go with Kane. I've never really seen Lewandowski. I'm sure he's quite good.
Mr. B, Lewandowski or Kane? Who you got?
Just say it.
No. I'm not saying Harry Kane. Oh, I actually think it's Harry Kane. I'm on there. I actually think it's Harry Kane. I look at the goals. I think the goals. Lebanon, yeah, him. He's Bayern win every season. Every season. Harry Kane was scoring goals for shit Tottenham in the Premier League. And that's why I would always go with Harry Kane. I mean, he's playing games and not getting half the chances that Lewandowski's get. It's going to be interesting to see the numbers that Harry Kane puts up at Bayern this season. I think he's going to go close. I think he's going to go close to whatever record they have. What is it? I think he'll hit over 30 for them this season, easy. So yeah, I'll go Harry Kane.
I'm going Lewandowski. I think Lewandowski's better, but I think the people in the comments is split. Kane all day, Lewandowski. Kane ain't one shit. So Andrew saying Lewandowski as well. Matthew Bassett saying Kane. Both bottling in big games, says Bill Badger. Got Lewandowski, said Stephanie. And Kane is more complete striker. Black Bolt saying Lewandowski as well. Lewandowski has done it and won silverware, so it's him. For me, we're seeing 7 years' time if Kane can surpass him. I just think Lewandowski's a bit better player for me. Better finisher, better in all round. I like Lewandowski, but I think it's a good comparison. Both great players. You have to give respect to the name. Guys, just a quick one. Let's make this quick, yeah.
Sorry.
Go
I
on.
just went.
Oh no, that's good. Hi, Joe. Very funny.
Sorry.
All right, next one. Who's better, Shevchenko or Alan Shearer?
Shearer.
Better than Shevchenko?
Yes.
Shearer. No.
Wow, I thought it'd be closer than that. I thought Shevchenko, Andre
Yeah.
Shevchenko, AC Milan legend.
Yeah.
Shearer's better than him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And so the comments are saying Shearer as well. All right, I'm surprised by it. I thought Shevchenko was a top player. Andrew Williams is saying Shevchenko. Come on,
That's
guys.
Andrew Williams.
I think Shevchenko's up there.
Andrew Williams just disagreed with bath time.
Okay, all right. Now we move on. Chris Waddle or Jack Grealish? Who's a better wide man?
I've never seen like Chris Waddle play, so I have to go with Jack Grealish.
Okay.
Do you think Waddle was that good on Monday?
Waddle pisses all over Jack Grealish, in my opinion. Well, that's just my opinion.
As an out and out winger who would take on a man, I would say yes. But I think Jack Grealish does have some attributes to his game. Can I ask one on Monday?
Yeah, go ahead.
While I'm here. Ruud van Nistelrooy or Andy Cole?
Andy Cole.
No, Ruud van Nistelrooy.
I knew you was going to say that. Just come off the fucking camera. So, are you really going to take Ruud van Nistelrooy over Andy Cole?
Yeah.
With a straight face. Yes, please.
Yeah,
I want to hear
this.
this.
All right.
Yeah.
Forget about goals and everything else. He's stronger. He's a more imposing threat as well. I know he scored a lot of the goals in the penalty area, but not just that. The mentality as well was extreme. I think with what happened with Andy Cole, we had a spell from when we signed him until 99 where we just couldn't get over the line, you know. And Cantona played with Cole, and I felt Cantona was a bit disappointed with Cole. His body language suggested to me that he wasn't entirely happy with Cole. I love Andy Cole. There's no disrespect to him at all. I think he's a fantastic player. I think he upped his levels. He improved his game playing for Man United. But I just think Ruud van Nistelrooy is an out-and-out world-class player. I would say it like that. He's world-class. Whereas Andy Cole maybe is on the brink or on the cusp of world-class. And he had opportunity being the main man at Man United, and we didn't win the Champions League under him. Didn't we, do anything like that? You can say the same about Ruud van Nistelrooy.
So what did you say? We didn't win the Champions League under who, with who?
Well, I'm saying from 95, he signed in 95, Andy Cole, from Newcastle as top goal scorer. He was never really top goal scorer in the league. He was very good, but I just don't think, if you're comparing the two, I think Ruud van Nistelrooy is more lethal, more of a threat, and he will bag goals for fun on all levels. I've seen when went into Europe with Ruud van Nistelrooy. I remember a game in Bayern Munich when they were really defensively sound. I think it was 2002, 2003. It was a really tight game. They wouldn't give you an inch. And in games like that, I don't think Andy Cole, I've never seen him step up in that sort of level of game for Man United. Where was he against Dortmund in the semi-final in 97, for example, against Monaco, when we got knocked out by Monaco? These these clutch moments where striking and step up. I remember Ruud van Nistelrooy scoring a goal against Bayern Munich. Really helped us out. And we can say, Andy Cole and York, that sort of partnership. But it took York coming to make him a better player, to help him play better. And then he scored some brilliant goals, like one against Barcelona, where they stepped over one and played that link pass and scored. That was fantastic. But for me, Ruud van Nistelrooy, without a doubt, is better than Andy Cole. Okay. Bath time, you want some of this?
Well, I mean, we've got a man here he's only got one football player on his wall, and it's Andy Cole. And there's a reason for that. Like, Andy Cole is one of the most underrated strikers the Premier League has seen. Like, I thought he was fantastic, and you seem to be basing your argument on Van Nistelrooy was stronger and he scored the goal against Bayern Munich. Like, Cole won a treble, and he also produced some of the most enjoyable and beautiful football we've ever seen. Like, can you name a better partnership than Cole and York in the Premier League?
Yeah, that's a tough one, but they only did it for one season. I would say
Icarus. They went to the
Thank
sun
you. Thank
and they
you.
lit it up. But you say he only did it for one season. Like, is Andy Cole not 4th or 5th on the all-time Premier League goal scorers
I think
list?
he's 5. Yeah.
Yeah,
With
he's
no
one
pens.
of the. Yeah,
Sorry, read that Bath time before you go on to your next point. It says
it was York and Cole. Rude did shit on his own.
okay. So yeah, so you
Yeah, but we played. See, the thing is, he was did Ruud van Nistelrooy in the box. I would say he was lethal. I have no problem with that, but he wasn't passing to nobody. He wasn't passing to anybody else. He wasn't looking to assist. He was one of the most selfish. I understand forwards are selfish, and at the time, yeah, but no, I can't. In the box, world-class finisher. I have no doubt that he was a better finisher in the box than Andy Cole, but I just think that Andy Cole had more to his game than and added more to his game and kept on adding more to his game while he was at United. So yeah, I can't have him over Andy Cole.
Okay, here's one for you guys.
It's got to be the last one though. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. All right, let me pick one here. All right, who's the better player in the Premiership? We got Rodri, Roy Keane, or Vieira in order. What's the one? Sub 1, bench 1, play 1. Roy Keane, Vieira, and Rodri. Sub 1, bench 1, play 1.
Easy.
Roy Keane, Vieira, and Rodri.
Vieira in the bin, Rodri on the bench, Keane on the pitch. Simple. Roy Keane is the best Premier League like box to box player we've ever seen. Vieira, great player, obviously, big and strong, and all of this, but he doesn't come close to like. Basically, we got 2 treble winners and Vieira, and Keane was better than Rodri. So easy.
Mr. B.
Yeah, I go Keane, Rodri, and Vieira. I look at Roy Keane gets to in any era of football, Roy Keane gets into a central midfield.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking know what the fuck is that?
It's Ruud van Nistelrooy. He's livid with it.
I fucking caught it. I fucking caught it as well. I'm a fucking ninja. Yeah, I'm a fucking ninja.
Chopsticks.
Son of a bitch.
Eat it.
Rodri has a chance to be up there with them, says Andrew Williams. Bailey saying Keane play all day, Vieira bench, and Rodri in the bin. Stephanie Mills, so that's a singer. Stephanie Griffiths says bath time. She agrees with you. Play Keane, bench Rodri, and bin Vieira. So you guys saying Vieira's not as good as Rodri?
No. Everyone is saying play Keane and put Rodri on the bench.
Yeah, and you said Vieira on the
in the bin.
In the bin,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, where he belongs.
All right. Was it the same fly as the last stream?
It was like a big daddy long legs thing. To be fair, I shouldn't be doing it, but look, it's too
Just
late.
quickly,
Really
we have gone over Mr. B, so I'm just going to give you a sample of what I had out. I had Rank, Lineker, Kane, Rooney, and Greaves in order. These are England strikers. Haaland and Ronaldo under 22 years old. No, Ronaldo, R9.
You're talking about R9, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's R9.
R9.
Okay. Yeah.
So don't you think it's outrageous what Haaland's doing though?
It's absolutely fantastic, but there's no comparison.
I had, this one's for you, Mr. B. I had Les Ferdinand versus Ollie Watkins. Who's a better player?
Pardon? Who's a better player?
Well, who's the better player? Ollie Watkins or Les Ferdinand?
Got to be Sir Les.
It's got to be Les Ferdinand. It has to be. Listen, don't try and get. I'm taking Les Ferdinand. I'm taking Sir Les. Come on now.
Okay. Well, that's it. I'm done. Yeah, I'm done with that. It's international break. Obviously, we're not talking so much about Man United. We will be having a lot of fillers like this going forward. Did you enjoy that, guys?
Yeah, that was good.
Did, but I'd like more current. I'd like players that within 30 years. To be honest, like Zico and Platini are a bit outside.
You're lucky he didn't come with them black and white players that only one day sit down and watches. You're lucky.
Yeah, Dennis Crompton. Like, was he the best inside left?
Did he play cricket? He played cricket, Dennis Compton, did he?
He did, double
For
international.
England, yeah, international and for Arsenal and England as well. Good show, guys. Said Bailey. Yeah, we will be back tomorrow, I'm sure. Thanks, guys, for your contributions. You sort of, you tended to agree with the panel a lot of the time. Dennis Compton, yeah, of course. Imagine that. Name 2 other athletes who have played both sports.
Andy
cricket.
Gorham.
Okay, well, Andy Gorham played cricket and football. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else you could name that played?
Gary Neville. Neville Lineker.
Cricket.
Like,
Bo Jackson.
All right, what about non-league football and athletics?
Bolt. He's probably gone to a non-league club.
Daley Thompson.
Okay.
Ian Botham played. Didn't Ian Botham play football as well?
Oh, Chris Scunthorpe, innit?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough from me. You guys can sign off the show. Over to you, Mr. B.
Guys, thanks for watching. We have gone a little bit over time. We did drift off subject, but we wanted to leave you with a smile on your face, to be fair. We started it down here, and hopefully we brought you up to here. On Monday, as always, bless you, my friend. Bath time. Big up, man. Every time I learn that, you just make me laugh, man. I love having you on, man. I love having you on. Guys, look, we will be back tomorrow. We're supposed to have 2 shows tomorrow. Look, we'll see how today goes. But look, hit your notification bell anyway. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're not new to the channel, you know what to do, guys. We are The Agenda and we are out.